Support WrestleTalk!
Thanks for your support on Patreon, the Kessel Run DX Solo. Jeff Hardy announces he's injured and the Hardys vacate their tag titles. Shane McMahon is officially feuding with 2 stars across 2 brands. He really is the best in the world. And Kevin Owens goes full Sid and attacks Toys. And what the heckins is going on with Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley? Click the timestamps down below to jump to any of those stories. I am Luke Owen. Have yourself a merry little super click party by pressing subscribe and the thumbs up, and leave a comment down below to answer our important question of the day. What did you think of Dean Ambrose's Twitter video? And make sure you vote in the poll above my head to let me know what you thought of this show, where you can choose from Smackdown, Smacktastic, Smack Bang in the Middle Smackdowner, and a smack in the face. This is the 30th of April 2019 edition of Smackdown Live. For some reason, Michael Cole was in the ring to start the show, interviewing WWE Champion Kofi Kingston. Now, I'm sure you'll all remember that last week, Kevin Owens brutally attacked Kofi Kingston, and his best friend Xavier Woods was powerbombed onto the apron. So, you'd imagine he'll be a bit upset about all this. Nope, he's just throwing pancakes like nothing happened. Oddly, this then turned into a 10-minute recap of how Kofi Kingston got to the point of winning the WWE Championship. Guys, there are more pressing matters at hand. Finally, they started talking about Kevin Owens, who came out on stage to say that Kofi is drowning in a sea of pressure being the champion. Xavier Woods tried to attack Owens, but KO super kicked him and left him laying once again. In a series of backstage segments, the SmackDown lady folk in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match were revealed. Bayley was announced via graphic. Sonya Deville told Mandy Rose she should be in the match because she's earned this chance. Weren't you two breaking up just before WrestleMania? And Not Renee Young revealed that Ember Moon and Carmella will fill the final 2 spots. With Asuka and Kairi Sane tied up in the tag team championship picture, these 4 probably are the best choice. And as a nice follow-up, Becky Lynch then took on Money in the Bank entrant Bayley in a decent back and forth match, which Lynch won with the disarmer and was then immediately attacked by Charlotte Flair. You know, the exact same thing that happened last week when Becky beat Alicia Fox and was then attacked by Lacey Evans.
Control-C, Control-V. Aha!
But to WWE's credit, this was done to put over the idea that even if Becky wins both her matches at Money in the Bank, there will be a woman waiting in the wings to cash in and go for her title, further stacking the odds against the man, and because of that, I'm going to say this segment was an up. Wait. Aleister Black cut another spooky promo, and then the Hardys came out to announce that Jeff was injured and they were vacating the championships. Turning a negative into a positive, however, they credited Lars Sullivan for injuring Jeff to add some heat to his character. Lurkin Lars then came out and laid out Matt Hardy. R-Truth tried to make the save with a chair, but Lars is a chair-type Pokemon and he punched it out of his hand. He then laid out Truth with the freak accident and running powerbomb. I'd like to see Lars do something different now. Perhaps more concerning, though, is the state of the tag team division on SmackDown. With the Hardys no longer champs, the only feasible replacements are Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. New Day seem a bit tied up currently, and that only leaves the B-Team, the Colognes, Heavy Machinery, and, at a push, the Singh Brothers. That is a diabolically poor lineup of options. Even if you put the belts on Rusev and Nakamura, they'll feud with Heavy Machinery, and then what? The SmackDown bloke folk for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match were announced next, and joining Ricochet, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin from Raw will be Finn Balor, Ali, Andrade, and Randy Orton. Let's be honest, it could have been worse. Although this kind of feels like it would have been a good time to debut and push Buddy Murphy, rather than, have Randy Orton in the match. Murphy's fellow countrywomen, the Iconics, were out for commentary next, as Kairi Sane and Asuka, who are clearly a tag team now as they've merged their themes together in the most aggressively rubbish way possible, quickly dispatched of 2 enhancement talents. Iconics were great on commentary, and Sane and Asuka looked awesome in the ring. This was fun. What was less fun, however, was Roman Reigns coming out for a promo to continue his feud with the best in the world! Shane McMahon. Shane then booked Roman in a handicap match against one of those teams that could be the next Smackdown Tag Team Champions, the B-Team. And boy, have I not missed this act at all. Shane also made Elias the special guest enforcer for the match, stacking the deck against the big dog. Okay, so let's all play this game at home. How do you think this match played out? Will Roman quickly dispatch of this jobber team despite being at a two-man disadvantage? Will he be on top all the time but struggle because he's at a two-man disadvantage? Or will he be worked over for 90% of the match, do some Superman punches, ooh-wah, hit the spear and win? If you answered C, of course he bloody did. I've got no problem with Roman being booked in matches where he is massively at a disadvantage, and I have no problem with him winning those matches either, but there is only so long you can look at Bo Dallas put Roman in an ineffective headlock before you tune out. This isn't an exciting way to book wrestling matches. Sociopath is still the word of the day, as the same Firefly Funhouse sketch from Raw was shown again. And then Finn Balor teamed with Ali to take on Randy Orton and Andrade. This was sadly mostly ad break, and Ali pinned Andrade with the 450 splash. Randy then laid out Balor with the RKO, and Ali kicked Randy out of the ring to stand tall. Simple stuff. And the main event segment saw Kevin Owens host the KO show with special guest Xavier Woods. However, Woods was too injured to come out, so he set up Woods and Big E action figures to interview instead. This brought out the super serious Kofi Kingston we should have seen at the start of the show, who charged the ring for an intense brawl against Kevin Owens, and the show ended with both men staring each other down. Coming off back of some disastrous ratings last week, you'd have thought WWE would come out this week all guns blazing to drum up some interest in Money in the Bank. Sadly, Raw was a very, very dull show, and this was only slightly better. Nothing on it was incredibly terrible, but there was nothing to talk about. This week's SmackDown Live is a Smackdowner. And now over to Ollie Davis with the latest on Dean Ambrose leaving WWE, which I'm sure is all still just a work.
Great review, Luke! But before we get on to today's massive news about Dean Ambrose, it's now 1 week to go until WrestleTalk's live in London screening of the classic WCW movie Ready to Rumble. Me, Luke, Laurie, Chopper Pete, housemate Simon, and even Randy Andy Datson will all be there doing a meet and greet before the film, and then a live Wrestle Ramble podcast afterwards. Get your tickets by clicking the eye above my head or the link in the video description below, as they're going fast. And now, one of the biggest wrestling stories of the year. Because last night, April 30th at 12 a.m, the exact time Dean Ambrose's WWE contract expired, the former Lunatic Fringe posted this video from his new Twitter account under the name he made famous before joining WWE, Jon Moxley. The story appears to be that Dean is finally breaking out of WWE's Ambrose Asylum to become Jon Moxley once again, a much more serious character after reportedly being frustrated with WWE's hokey S-word. He's even being chased by a big dog. Ooh, ah. The obvious speculation is that this is a video promoting Moxley to join WWE's new rival promotion, All Elite Wrestling, as the production values for the promo appear to be very high. And there are two possible AEW clues in the clip. Firstly are the days counted marks on the prison wall that open the video, with the lit up ones adding up to the number 25. AEW's first official pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, takes place on Saturday, the 25th of May. And secondly, the Viper Room's dice sign that Ambrose walks past on the street, with dice being a key part of Double or Nothing's marketing material, which is set in Las Vegas. Those dice also have the numbers 2 and 5 on them, again potentially referencing the 25th of May date for the event. And possibly the most telling sign, AEW co-executive vice president Cody Rhodes has liked Ambrose's video on Twitter. Dean Ambrose to AEW confirmed. It's a hugely exciting time to be a wrestling fan, just not a WWE one. And Dean isn't the only guy who can do video package teases, as we've got a new show starting on WrestleTalk this Sunday, Screen Grapple, where El Fakador Laurie Blake laughs at all the wacky and wild wrestling stuff on the internet with his housemate Simon. And here is housemate Simon right now to introduce the trailer and to tell you to watch the video this Sunday.
Watch the video this Sunday.
And the trailer right now.
The trailer right now.
You're doing great, mate. You're doing great.
We'll get in the grips with what's going on social media around wrestling.
Facing around Mushmore.
Who are the wettest wrestlers?
Me.
Sammy, the cuck Zayn.
Can he tie us all to a bedpost and take our credit card?
You know my Starbucks order.
So I guess this is the kind of weird stuff that people put on the internet.
Get your tickets for WrestleTalk's live in London screening of Ready to Rumble by clicking the link on the right, and find out how Marvel ruined Avengers Endgame for its fans this week by clicking the video below that. I've been housemate Simon. Check me out on Screen Grapple this Sunday, and that was wrestling.